Hello there. I thought I'd do this one the day before, or before we know the results of the MEP elections, really because of Teresa May's standing down, and just my thoughts, because I think it makes, even though it's still incredibly important that a message is sent via the MEP elections, especially like Tommy and Sargon in particular, but because she's going, I think this changes things somewhat. So her tears, they were real, but they weren't for the terrible job she's done or the absolute mess she's left the country in and her party. Those are purely self-loving tears. She's a complete narcissist, or she's a sociopath, or not a psychopath, I don't know. One of them. Neither of those groups of people are capable of empathy, are capable of caring about anyone other than themselves. And that is definitely the case with Teresa May. So I took some satisfaction from those tears. Sargon, you are a better man than me, because you were refraining from taking pleasure in those tears. I don't share that emotion. I enjoyed it. I look forward to never having to see her incredibly ugly face anymore, her annoying voice, her fake smiles and laughter, although I do think she invented a new dance. I'm going to call it the puppet, because when she was in South Africa, she was dancing, she literally looked like there was an invisible puppeteer above her controlling her, and maybe that's what was the case. So again, about Teresa May, was she inept or was she a traitor? That's strong words, but I believe she's a traitor. I believe that she was working for a foreign power against the best interests of her own country. A lot of people will give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she was just inept. She tried to please everybody. It was a mistake, because when you try to please everybody, you end up pleasing nobody. But I stand by my position, which is that no, she was working for her own future career in the EU, and no matter what happened, she gave absolutely zero fucks about Brexiteers, about anyone other than herself. So good, you're gone. I hope you miserable for a very long time. I don't wish you any actual ill harm, because I'm a better person than you, Teresa May, but I hope you're a miserable cow for a little while. God, imagine her husband having to live with her. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so that leaves us with a very real possibility of Boris. And so about Boris, he's definitely, I would prefer him to her. I still don't trust him. I used to really like him before I red-pilled, and in particular leading up to the 2012 Olympic Games. I thought he was really good fun. As Mayor of London, images of him suspended from the zip wire, stuck there for a while, waving his little flags, not afraid to look stupid, speaks his mind, he'll flip-flop like no one else. And again, I think Boris is only really interested in himself. I think he wants to be emperor of planet Earth, and I think he'd sell his own children to get the role. But I do think that because of his stance and because he's likely to become the leader, he really has no other option than to be firm with the EU and say, give you one more chance. Have you got a deal for us that's agreeable? No? Okay, then we're leaving on the 31st of October, which is way later than we should be leaving, but it's going to be a trick and not a treaty. And the trick will be that we're leaving without a deal. So then he's got the challenge of his cabinet. I don't know what he's going to do there, because he's got some real rabid Remainers in there, isn't he? Amber Rudd is one. Can't think of the others off the top of my head. So I don't know what he's going to do about that. He might have to actually make some changes to the cabinet as well. Get it full of Brexiteers. That would be very good idea, Boris. That would really send a message to the people. They would know, at least everyone will know what's going on. Businesses will go, right, we're definitely leaving. That's it. There's no messing around here. And everyone can be prepared for it. And there will be some short-term pain. There definitely will be. But I believe the EU is now doomed. if Boris takes over, unless they go and give it to another Remainer. Oh my God! But the EU. So either way, it's terrible for them. So if they cannot give us a good deal. We know that. That's obvious. Anyone with any common sense and is able to just think logically, they cannot give us a good deal. We have to have a disaster in this country. So, but the pressure they're going to get on them from the individual countries that are going to be losing out lots and lots of money, our money, while we spend our money on WTO deals with the rest of the world. Yeah, this is obviously me speaking. I'm not very particularly intelligent, but this is just like the common sense point of view. So the pressure they're going to go under from those countries means either two things will happen. They'll either cave to that pressure and give us a good deal, which is still the beginning of the end for them, because then other countries say, well, Britain's got a decent deal. Why are we still bothering to be in this thing when we can get a good deal? Or they don't. And that just breaks them up anyway, because the countries will just start breaking up. And so whatever happens, it's good news, I think. Boris could be like the greatest thing that's ever happened to us. But then we've still got to deal with this traitorous Tory government, and I'll speak about that in a minute. So then I think it takes a little bit of pressure off the MEP elections, the result of that, because I really was not sure that Teresa would go. I she's the most stubborn, thick-skinned woman imaginable, and I thought that even though all logic said she had to go, she still might not have done it. But now she's going. It gives me hope, a lot more hope than I had. So I still really desperately want Tommy and Sargon to do really well in the and get in there, even though it'll be short-lived. Because that will send a message to the establishment machine, and the establishment machine is the civil service, the government, and the media, the globalists, that even though you've had your full machine working behind the Brexit Party, you've still got those people in there. And that means enough people are not buying this shit anymore. So let's hope that they get in. If, though, the Brexit Party cleans out, and Nigel Farrage gets to enjoy his moment of glory, it still is a blow to the establishment. It's just less of a blow, but it still shows that people aren't buying it. Just people have bought into this crap that Farrage is some sort of messiah, the saviour. He's not. I still think he's potentially a double agent, but if he's not, he's definitely a selfish egomaniac, and he just wants the limelight, and he wants the adulation. He needs it. I think he craves on it. You watch him when he's on his Brexit show and people kiss his arse. He's very, very fake pretense at being modest and embarrassed. Bollocks. No one's buying it. I'm not buying it anyway. A Farrage. So general election. I don't want it to happen just yet. I'd like a break. But we are going to have a general election at some stage. Corbyn, just shut up for a bit and just let the country recover. Let the country get on with Brexit, and just pipe down, you little socialist. You'll get your chance, and you probably win the next general election when it happens. Then your party will probably stab you in the back anyway. We're going to keep the faith with UKIP and for Britain. I know for Britain didn't. Fair play to you for Britain for not putting forward candidates for the MEP elections, but we've got to keep the faith with these parties. I think we need both of them. I used to say they've got to merge. I'm not so sure now. I think actually they can both be different, and my utopia would be that we end up with both of them being the two major parties, keeping each other honest. But I hope that enough people long term realise that the Brexit Party is only a short-term pressure valve for the Tories, because it can't. How on earth are they going to get a manifesto together that Anne Widdecombe and George Galloway are going to agree to? They're so opposed on just about everything other than they want Brexit. And actually, even though I don't particularly like either one of them, I do think they've got a bit more gumption about them and are unlikely to just sort of sell out to what Farrage wants, because he's going to have to just be a dictator in this party. And I think it's unlikely. And So what's Farrage's other option? He's going to have to just have a load of yes men, yes persons, because otherwise, he's going to have to just be a dictator in his party, and he'd have to change the name. I just don't see it as being tenable. I could be proved wrong, and if it ends up being a wicked manifesto, this is where I'm not loyal to any party. I left for Britain to go to UKIP because of Gerard Batten. But if it really did look like this Brexit party had a wicked manifesto and they were really populist and they were going to get the votes, then I would probably, I would probably jump ship. But I just don't see it happening. But I could be proved wrong. And that really leads me to the end of this one. So probably this time tomorrow I might be doing another video going, either really happy that Brexit Party didn't do as well, and that UKIP did, and Tommy got in. But if not, be a bit more philosophical about it, because the end is near. Because as long as Boris gets in there, I think that is it. That's the end of the EU. See you in the next one tomorrow. Bye. Like, subscribe. Yeah, why not subscribe?